Hello everyone, my name is Sasha, aka Your Frugal Friend, and I am today doing a profitability analysis of the print-on-demand shop Loverdoodleslane to analyze how much money they're making every month selling print-on-demand. A lot of digital product sellers that I coach get curious about print-on-demand because they're like, hey, I could maybe make more money doing this. I create the product digitally the same way I create a digital product. I'm wondering if I could make more money doing this. So let's find out. Okay, so how did I start my profitability analysis of this shop? Number one, I want to know if they're driving traffic to their shop with ads or if they are ranking organically in search to sell their products. This definitely is something you want to know, because if they're having to drive traffic to their shop through ads, they're spending money to make money, which decreases their profitability. Okay, so how can I determine this? I can click on one of their products. I can copy part of the title, and I can go to the Etsy search bar, and then I can see that looks like they're running ads to their shop. I'm going to click on this because they don't say the name of the shop anymore, but you can click on this, and if it's Loverdoodleslane, we know that they are selling, driving traffic to their products and selling products because of ads. All right. So with that said, how I was able to take their data and do analytics with it was I used Everbee's tool. I clicked on product analytics, and then I clicked on all 960 of their products to see how much they're selling each month and their total sales. I wanted to look at their monthly sales, kind of what they're doing right now. Right now they're selling these garden signs because they're trying to create a shop that sells more stuff year round. Because after I analyzed their monthly sales, I saw that they're really making a lot of money on their Christmas stuff. Or they're not making a lot of money. They are selling more Christmas products. And that seems to be when they make their most sales in their shop. So I saw the ornaments, the stocking, another ornament, this, and then I wanted to validate this data in another keyword research tool called eRank, and I wanted to kind of see what they're doing this week and then what they're doing this year. So I took the data, I pulled here, I exported it, and then I went over to eRank and I put in the name of their shop, and I saw that they made 3 sales on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, 8 on Monday, and then they made 1 sale today. And they made 36 sales this week. So then I wanted to know, well, what are they doing on an annual basis? So in here, all you have to do that is to click on the name of their shop. It'll pull up this window. And then I see here that, yeah, they are definitely a seasonal product shop. They make the most sales in units and products sold during this time frame. And so for having 960 products, they are not making very many sales each month. And that's why they're having to depend on running ads to their shop to make money. So they make most of their sales during this time frame. They make a little bit more in September. People might start buying gifts for Christmas, gift giving season, stuff like that. But then it goes back down to making, they made 63 sales in April. They made only 84 sales in March. So a person couldn't depend on the sales they're making from this shop to live on if they were trying to make a full-time income from a print-on-demand shop. And they already have almost 1,000 products. So then I wanted to determine, well, for an average month, the 9-10 months out of the year when they're not really selling much, how much are they making? And I pulled the data from eRank and I threw it into a spreadsheet. So here is my data for you to review with me. So I pulled all their data. I wanted to know their estimated revenue is what I did this. I took the whole data set. I did a pivot table, and that's just using a data analytics tool within Excel. And then I created a summary of the table, and I wanted to extrapolate out the categories in which they sell in. I also wanted to extrapolate out the estimated monthly sales, and then the estimated monthly sales units. And I verified that data in obviously in eRank and in Everbee. It matches, so I feel confident that this is accurate information. Okay, so then the estimated sales per month is $2,157 for all products sold. And then less their discounts, they are running a 25% off sale in their shop. And then they have Etsy fees. And how I calculated their Etsy fees is I took my fee data, which is I pay out in Etsy fees about 22% of the sales amount that I make. So I pay 22 cents for every dollar in Etsy fees to sell my products on Etsy. I just use the same amount for their shop. So I use that percentage for this exercise. So that's their fees every month. Then I saw that this print on demand shop was running ads to their shop. Of course, I don't know how much they're spending every day in ads. I'm going to put it on the low end of $5 a day, but I know who owns this shop. And I know that during the Christmas season, they spend $100 a day to run ads to their shop to make money in the Christmas season. Again, they wouldn't have to do this if they optimize their listings better for search, for Google, and for Etsy. They would do so much better if they had better long tail keywords, if they just did more data analytics. And I'll show you one of their listings here in a second and how they haven't optimized it for Google search or for Etsy search and how they could improve their keywords. So I'm going to say that they spent $5 per day for ads. They're having to spend money on ads again because they are not driving organic traffic to their shop through SEO. So then for the print on demand production fees, I estimated that at 50% because depending on the product in each category, it can be, so I did a garden flag exercise. I wanted to understand like profit margin on that. And for a garden flag, it costs about 50% of, it's a 50% margin. So the cost is 50% of the sales price to manufacture that product. So I did it across all categories, an average of 50%. It could be higher, it could be lower, depending on the specific products sold. So then to get a discount on their Shopify production costs, you can get a 20% discount if you spend $25 a month, $24.99 to get a subscription with Printify. So that's what they're probably doing to spend less money overall. It obviously, $24.99 a month is a lot more of a fee to incur if you're selling less units. But if you were selling a lot of units, it would be a small price to pay to get a discount on the production costs to partner with Printify. But we're going to assume that they are paying that. And so I subtotaled all of these expenses, and then I subtracted those expenses from the amount here to get their profit for the month. And I could do this here. Sales revenue minus expenses, $277.98. Why is this important? Well, their profit margin for the month is 13% after all of their expenses, subscriptions, stuff like that. I don't even know if they're paying for any outside subscriptions other than this. I'm just going to assume it's just these, and they're paying $277. They're earning $277.98 each month selling print on demand on Etsy before taxes. So it's a 13% profit margin. And if you were curious what my profit margin was for the month, my profit margin sits at 78% selling digital products. And these numbers are comparable because a lot of people who sell digital products will dabble in print on demand, because you as the seller, all you're doing is you're designing something in a digital program like Canva or something, and then you are packaging it to sell in either a print on demand fashion or as like a printable or a spreadsheet or whatever it is. Obviously not designing printables in Excel or whatever, but you get the idea that print on demand, you're designing it digitally. A digital product, you're designing it digitally, except you're paying for all these manufacturing costs to hopefully make more money with print on demand because you can sell it at a higher price point. But as you can see, they're making $2,157 a month, and they are only earning $277.98 after fees. If we were to take that $2,157 a month and do it times the profit margin for a digital products business, your take would be $1,682. This is important to note that profit margin as well, because a lot of print on demand gurus or teachers or people of courses will say, I made $100,000 last year selling print on demand t-shirts. And you're like, oh my God, $100,000, sign me up, because I want to be able to pay my mortgage. That's awesome. I'm going to leave my day job. Well, $100,000 times a 13% profit margin, the profit margin for this shop, they're only taking in $12,887 over the course of a year. And if we were to take that divided by 12, they are only keeping before taxes $1,000 a month. So when they're making $100,000 in sales, their take every month is only $1,073. So it's misleading. And if you ever want to join someone's print on demand class, I would say, okay, you made $100,000 in top line revenue. What was your net profit? Because I am more concerned about what my net profit can be for this kind of business. And that's one of the reasons why I sell digital products, because the margins are really good. Also, if someone didn't like the product, I might have to eat the cost of replacing it. Also, if it gets lost in shipping, I have to eat the cost of replacing it, things like that. And someone who is a reader of mine, they told me more about, on my email list, they told me more about their experience with print on demand. And I asked her, I said, do you offer refunds? Like, someone doesn't like it, can they refund it? And she said that since products are made to order, obviously it's a print on demand type product, there are no refunds, but she will offer replacements if there is a defect on the printing. But she said the company Printify, they stand by the products that they make, and that they will actually replace something if it's their fault. But let's say that a shipping company lost the package in transit. Well, then she said if an item doesn't arrive, she's reordered the product for the person. It's a wash, because she has to buy the product again and ship it with her profits. And her profits are really only enough to cover the replacement that she's paying for and to ship it out. So it's a wash. So she's made no money on that deal. And if your profit margin is so low, with only a small profit every single month, then you have very little room for error. You don't want to have anything lost in transit. You also, if you, let's say, wanted to spend more money on ads every day, let's say you wanted to up your ad budget to $10 a day, then your profit margin goes even lower. So there's less wiggle room with cash flow with a print on demand business. Also, something I want to mention is that I did an analysis of the garden flag product. And this is something that you should do. If you're wanting to sell a print on demand product, you should see what you can sell the product for in the market, and then go on to a site like Printify and find out how much it costs to get that product produced. So for example, the garden flag that they are selling is $31.95. And then they're selling it on sale. So you're like, okay, if people are only able to sell this in the market with a discount, then I will have to probably do a discount as well. So then you have to factor in the discount in order to compete in the market. And then you will have the Etsy fees. And then you can find the print on demand production costs by going to the print on demand website, Printify, and typing in the type of product you want to make. I typed in garden banner or garden flag to find this product. So then you can see that if you don't pay for that subscription of $24.99 a month, which you might not do if you're new and you're not making any money, then your costs are $13.13. But if you pay for that subscription, you pay less expense. So with that said, you can figure out your own information. So you can go, okay, my print on demand production fees are going to be $13.13 because I'm not going to pay for that subscription. I can't afford it. So then your profit per unit on a $31 product would only be $5.56. And let's say that it got lost in transit, you would be losing money. So there's a lot of factors to think about when starting a print on demand shop. You want to, obviously, if you want to take on the risk of things getting lost in transit or something like that, it's something to take into consideration. And I'm really glad that I did this exercise because, I'm a serial entrepreneur and I like to dabble. And people ask me questions about print on demand. I'm like, I just haven't done it because I'm very risk averse. I'm an accountant by trade. And I don't like to take on the risk of people not like, I don't control the print quality, right, of these print on demand products. It could be shipped and it could look really bad. And then I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with that. It's a nightmare. I don't want to deal with something getting lost in transit for a print on demand product. I'm not the one shipping it. Like if I was a handmade seller and I'm creating something I handmade, I would have more control of the end-to-end creation and shipping of that product. You have like pretty much no control, and you're really counting on these companies to do right by you and do right by the buyer. So there's just a lot of factors at play that are out of your hands. And so when the profit margins are so small, you want to really, you don't have a lot of wiggle room for error. So when you are wanting to experiment with print on demand, obviously analyze the margins on these products so that you can make sure that it is a right fit for your risk tolerance and if it makes sense for what you want to do with your business. So I really hope that this is helpful to you. It's really fun to analyze numbers like this. Do it for all types of things you want to do for your business and see how much money you'll make or lose. I do this for everything I do. I reverse engineer what my price point's going to be for my time, my materials, all of that kind of stuff. And if you ever need any help with your digital products, check out more videos on my channel. You can also grab my free guide on how to start a digital product shop on Etsy below this video. And I hope you enjoyed it and share it with others. And I'm going to also drop below this video one that Pam Duthie did about analytics on print on demand shops. She did one on a t-shirt shop, and I hope you check that out too if you want more information about print on demand and the margins and the profit that's possible with this type of business.